This week is going to be another rockin' week of headlines, and I'm Bill Hemmer. Welcome here to America's Newsroom, and welcome back to you. How you doing, Martha?
Good morning. Good to be back, Bill. Good morning to you at home. I'm Martha MacCallum. So the White House has said now to be mulling talks with Iran to help defend Iraq. What a situation this has become. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Rogers says he thinks it may be too late for that.
Like radical group controls, and now what, they knocked a bank off last week. They've got guns and weapons. A lot of those are weapons that we gave to the Iraqi military behind. So you put all this into the big mix here, and Jack Keene's going to join us in a moment. And you've got big issues here, and no one is quite clear how we're going to dig out of it. So
you look at that map, split three ways. It reminds me of what Joe Biden at one time said was the solution to the situation in Iraq, and we know that was not the way that was carried out then, but it may be a result of what we're seeing play out now. So meanwhile, you've got Republicans calling for
out there, but as you can just tell, the way Keene lays that out, this is complicated. So 12 minutes past the hour. Back to that in a moment. Could Lois Lerner be off the
story? Back to that in a moment. But there is trouble here at our own border as well.
I don't think you disagree with that either. Well done, Zach.
All right. How about this story this morning? Saying goodbye to a historic landmark of. We go back to Gitmo now after the release of the one
final long distance dedication. We grew up with the guy.
We did. We grew up listening to him on the clock radio.
Great.
Situation. We're watching it in breaking news throughout the morning as we welcome you to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom on this Monday. I'm Martha MacCallum.
And I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. The end of U.S. combat operations creating a huge power vacuum and left that country, and it took less than 3 years for everything to collapse.
We're going to play that entire quote from President Bush, by the way, before we speak to Andy Card, because it's even more prescient when you hear the whole thing that President Bush had to say back then.
And last hour we laid out, what would you do? What would you accept for the U.S. involvement now? You can talk to us on Twitter at Bill Hemmer and at Martha MacCallum. We'll get your ideas on, too. So the U.S., a lot of the veterans who contact us, there's a gentleman who says he fought the insurgents in Tel Afar, the town that fell overnight. Said it was not an easy battle. Remember that town, too. It's about 100 miles from the Syrian border. That's where the Iraqis and the Americans came together and said, see, this is the model for how we will do it throughout the rest of the country. And now that's been dashed. More coming up on that. 20 minutes past the hour now. Pete Rose says all
USA.
Ghana. Beat Ghana. 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 6 o'clock it starts. Exactly.
All right. The Pope got a second chance. So all I'm looking for is that. So we'll see if he gets it.
No, he makes a very interesting argument against the guys that use performance-enhancing drugs and are on the list, and should he be on it as well. So very interesting chat. Look forward to that tonight.
42-56.
And obviously the big story, the headline of today, as Iraq spirals out of control. So what, if anything, can be done now to stop this situation? United States soil, and now facing what we are told will be a long recovery and a long legal road as well. What his former comrades think about his return. We're going to speak to his former team leader when we come back. Anybody who hopes to keep their seat in Congress. Tensions rising in Iraq as terrorists are taking control.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
It's like you didn't miss anything, right?
No, I missed 4 days, and the whole world is crumbling across the Middle East. So what a story this is. We're going to be on it all day and likely all throughout the week.
Got it. Happening Now starts right now. See you tomorrow, everybody.
Have a good day.